Okay, my friends. Hi, my fiends. You see, I got my Svengoolie shirt on, and I'm wearing my creature pins, I got this one. I got one. Bill Drake Edwards got that one. Anyway, I just got back from that Hollywood convention, Hollywood Collect Celebrities Convention, Hollywood Collectibles Convention, whatever, down here at the Hyatt. And I met Dawn Wells again. I showed her my aunt. I showed it to her, and I met Gary Conway, who was in I Was a Teenage Frankenstein and How to Make a Monster by AIP, American International Pictures. And I met him at Monster Bash back in 2008. 2009, the big Frankenstein Monster Bash, and he was there with Big Louis Ferrigno, 2009 Monster Bash out there in Mars, Pennsylvania, and I showed him my aunt today. I said, "Remember that?" He goes, "Oh yeah, that looks like one of the insects that I see in my vineyard or something, or something like that." He's got a vineyard out there in California, like in that episode of Columbo, the Scorzini wineries, That had Donald Pleasance playing his brother, I think. I think that was Donald Pleasance playing his brother in that one. Yeah, that's a good episode of Columbo. You see? But anyhow, I was at the convention, and look what I got. I met Catherine Lee Scott. I met her at the Dark Shadows Convention '97 down in New York, at the Marriott out there. I met her there when they had a Dark Shadows Festival there. But I met her again, and this is the last copy she had left. Dark Shadows Return to Collinwood. It normally sells for $25. But I told her I only had $20. That's all I had on me. So she went ahead. I said, "I don't want to take advantage of you." She goes, "Oh, that's all I got." She goes, "Oh, okay." So I got it. Look at autographed from Catherine Lee Scott. I'm going to show you something right here. Look at that. Right there. See? If I can get it right there. There's Catherine Lee Scott. See? To David. Welcome to Collinwood, Catherine Lee Scott. And and there's a really cool picture of a werewolf in here, Alex Stevens is a werewolf. But anyway, I just want to show this to you. There we go. See, there's Barnabas. 5 Decades of Dark. There's Alex Stevens as the werewolf, stuntman, who played the werewolf. Yeah, my favorite character. Anyway, I got that, and I met Barbara Luna from She was in Star Trek, she was in Hawaii Five-O. I used to see her on that, and other shows like that. Anyway, and I was talking to her a while, and, I didn't get my picture taken with you because it costs money to take your picture with these celebrities now, you got to, it wasn't like, where's John Agar when you need him? Back in those days, in the 90s when I met John Agar, the early 2000s, John Agar wouldn't charge me for an autograph. He wouldn't charge to take your picture with the great John Agar, who was in that movie with John Wayne about the war. What was it? The Sands of Iwo Jima. But what we remember him for is those movies with Larry Buchanan, Zontar, the Thing from Venus, and Curse of the Swamp Creatures, so movies like that. And Night Fright, where he plays a sheriff, and, the sci-fi movies he was in, like Revenge of the Creature, and The Brain from Planet Eros, Anyway, but I met Barbara Luna. I was talking to her a while, and then she says, when we were done talking, I told her I make monster movies. I pulled out my aunt, I got my aunt in my pocket, right there. See, I just pull out my aunt. I said, "Yeah, this is my aunt." I go, I showed it to her, I showed it to the set. And I told her I make monster movies. I pulled out my flyer. I told them, like I got that flyer in my pocket for Vice, I'm going to be on the Viceland cable channel this Friday. There it is. I pulled that thing out. I had a bunch of these on me, and I pulled it out. And I said, "Yeah, I'm going to be on The Outsider." That's the show, The Outsider, on Viceland cable channel. March 31st, this Friday, at 11:30 p.m. Central Time. That's 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time, a half hour after midnight. So it's 11:30 p.m. Central Time. 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time for you people out east on the East Coast, Florida and Maryland and places like that. So, okay, New York. So anyway, but I talked to her, and when I was done talking to her, she says, "Hey, you want some pizza?" And she had a Gino's Pizza, man, and look, man, I get free pizza from Barbara Luna, brother. Look at that. Free pizza from the gala from Star Trek, and she's been on Hawaii Five-O. Look at this nice cheese pizza, man. And I'm going to share that with Janet. We're both going to have 2 pieces each. And I got some corner pieces, too. There's a good one, man. Those are nice and crispy. And the next one, I'm going to let my brother and sister share that one. But Janet and I are going to have 2 pieces. Pizza from Barbara Luna, man. I got my pizza, and I can have it tonight. I got a deep dish pizza I want to eat during Svengoolie. When I see Janet Monday, when we watch 2 episodes of The Rifleman at 2 p.m. on MeTV, and then right after that at 3 p.m. one channel up on 26.4 Me Too, also known as Heroes and Icons, or HNI. That's when The Untouchables comes on at 3 p.m. with Robert Stack as my boyhood hero, Elliot Ness. Elliot Ness and The Untouchables. All right, there's Elliot Ness. We don't want any trouble. Come on out with your hands raised. This is Elliot Ness. I don't want any trouble. You remember the Ma Barker story? That's a good one. That's got Claire Trevor in her greatest role ever. That's Ma Barker. It was called Ma Barker and Her Boys. Yeah, so that's a good episode. The Untouchables were in that shootout at the beginning, and then again at the end. It ended kind of not too good, but it started out good. Yeah, the Battle of Alawaha, or Alawaha, Florida, whatever. Yeah. Elliot Ness and his Untouchables, narrated by Walter Winchell, the late great Walter Winchell. He also had narrated that trailer with Jane Mansfield, Single Room Furnished, starring Jane Mansfield as Flo in her last and most glorious role ever. Jane Mansfield in Single Room Furnished, in color. Walter Winchell. Walter Winchell is great narrating The Untouchables. He's like, life had little value in Capone's empire. Violence was a matter of course. Death was accepted as part of the daily routine. And you go, Elliot Ness knew that the fight against organized crime could not be won with one solitary battle. It could only be won with a never-ending war. The Untouchables, great show. I grew up watching that, man. So, Elliot Ness knew that you couldn't stop them in one battle. It's a continuous battle, because there's always new guys coming up. After Capone, there were new guys coming up, But anyway, I want to say, okay. I'm going to see you. I just wanted to let you know I got pizza from Barbara Luna. I got a autograph book from, Return to Collinwood. I met Constance Cummings, adult actress, model, and Playboy and stuff, knew Hugh Hefner. I met her, nice lady, and I met some other adult actresses. They're real nice people. They're older now. They've been, in the magazines in the 60s and 70s. I mean, that was like their heyday, but they still look good in their older age, and they're nice people, People say, oh, they were Playboy bunnies, that's evil, No, let me say, a lot of these people are nice people trying to make a living, and some of them were actresses and stuff, and, hey, we're sinners too. I'm a sinner too, but I'm not going to judge them. I can't, because God knows I'm a sinner too. I was just there to be nice to them, Didn't preach them. Didn't say, oh, that's... No, I wasn't like that. I was just there to be their friend. I just wanted to be there to make people happy. I got told, Constance Cummings, the adult actress model, I told her, I said, I'm here for you guys, I want to make your life better. I want to make you guys happier. And you know what she said? She says, I'm happier already just meeting you. She told me that. And I told her about Chicago All-Star Wrestling. I mentioned Lord, and I told, because they posed for Playboy and they know Hugh Hefner. I told another actress this too, another adult actress. I said, yeah, but I told Constance Cummings, I remember I told her that my friend Wellington, James Lord Wellington III, pro wrestler for Chicago All-Star Wrestling. I said, he's got a Playboy bunny on one of his cheeks, on his trunks, his wrestling trunks, on one of his cheeks. And I said Chicago All-Star Wrestling, and I think she wrote it down, and I said, James Lord Wellington, and I said, Stephen Stockwell, like he's in charge, and I told them they're on Facebook, and I said, when you go there, tell them The Rock sent you, tell them that, David Rock Nelson sent you, when she goes through your guys' pages. She was interested in that. I told her about Chicago All-Star Wrestling. I told her that a couple times so she'd remember that. So, hey, you guys might be here at Stockwell Mastermind, Lord Wellington III, Lord James Wellington III of Chicago All-Star Wrestling, who's in my movies. These guys are in my movies. Werewolf and the Witch they're in, Giant Horny Toad Monster, and then a Devil Ant 3 are in that, which I just finished. Yeah. The Fishman, I think they're my last 4 movies. Well, those are my last 4 movies I've done. They're in all of them. So, okay, I'll see you. Have a good time watching Svengoolie now.